Hi everyone! Today I want to talk about the shading needles and the different variety of needles and what is the difference. Basically the needles are personal preferences, but there is flat shading needle, there is a round shading needle, and there is double row shading needle. The smallest ones, round ones, are coming in 3, like this tiny small one, and 5. Personally, I don't really like this needle because it's like too little of them. You cannot do too much with them, but maybe for some very small details I will use 5. Let's put the 3 apart. So then we have another round needles, number 7, black one, and number 9, the green one. Also there is the disposable hand tool with 21 attached. This is my favorite one because it's 21 needles and you can do bigger spot and make your work faster, but for some details you may use 7 or 9. So they come, the round needles normally should go in the tool that have like a round hole opening. They are still too expensive to buy, and according to United States OSHA regulations, we need to dispose them. So that's why I don't really carry these ones, because they're expensive to buy and you cannot really dispose them. But I found that if you use the classic one and open it a little bit wider using like a knife or something, you can still put them in. Let me open it. And it will work the same. You see, it's pretty stable, so you can still use the classic tools using this kind of round needles. So we have the number 21, which is disposable, my favorite one, and it comes with a cap. So before it was a little bit poking sometimes and coming out the package. Now it's better because it's having the cap. We have the 9, which is the green one, and 7, which is the black one, which you can attach to the classic tool. Then we have the flat needles. Flat needles come in hard option, 14 hard, again special preferences, or 14 flex one, which is flexible, or even smaller 12 flex one. Let's try the 14 today. I think you can do it wider. Also, the difference between this and these needles, this 14 and this 14, but you can see this look much wider because the thickness of these needles, it's 0.30. Here it's 0.25, so it's thinner. That's why it's it's the same amount of needles, but they look thicker here. Also, one of my favorite ones is the double rowed, like kind of magnum needle, which is 15 needles in 2 rows. It's 7 and 8 and 7 needles on the top. This is one of my favorite as well. You can cover more space when you are working. We'll try this one. So there is like double row 15 and double row 9. It's like 5 and 4 needles. Okay, let's try and practice on the practice mat. So let me start using the number 21 shading needle, which is with disposable tool already attached. You pick a little bit pigment and then you poke the skin using the soft tap movement. So you can create ombre eyebrows, you can create powder eyebrows, just play and implant the pigment in. So this is, for example, 21. Let's try the 14 hard shading needle. Again, the same movement, poking the skin and implanting like a small cycles. This this needle you can use like when you do the ombre eyebrow, so you can make the base more darker work and then a little bit lighter on the top. Of course, you can always work better on details. But I like the round one better in general. Let's try the 15 double row. The same movement. I like using the hand tools because it's like you can control it with your hands where you need to go and how much pigment you need to deposit. Okay, anyway, so let's try the number 9 round needle. Try it here. I personally prefer the round ones. Anyway, what we have number 14 flex flat needle. not huge fan of that needle. And the small 5 round, maybe if you need to fill in some details, but again it's too small, just for detail work. The smaller needle configuration, the more pigment it implants. So that's why like 21 is like a little bit softer and nicer. The 14, you see how it's like leaving the lines behind. So my favorite one is 21 shading needle.